Alright, so in this project we're going to be building a fairly simple e-learning system. We'll have instructors and students, and basically we'll create a user object for all the authentication and logins and stuff like that. We're going to pretty much replicate what we did in chapter 3, but I'll probably do a lot of copying and pasting because it's stuff we already went over. So we'll have the user or authentication object. Then we'll have students and instructors. I want students to have a different panel when they log in. All right, so they'll have different options than the instructor. All right, even though we're going to use a user object to do all the authentication, but we want to keep the two kind of separate. And then we'll have a class object which will have classes, and that classes will have lessons. And basically, lessons are going to be they're going to be embedded objects. All right, so we're not going to have a separate lessons model. They'll basically be a subcategory or a sub object, I guess, of the class resource. All right, so it'll be easier as we go along. I'll be able to explain it better. All right, so let's go ahead and create, and we're going to be using MongoDB and Mongoose, okay, which is my favorite combination. So let's go to projects, and I'm going to create a new folder, and we'll call it eLearn. Okay, and we'll go ahead and git bash into that folder. And first thing we want to do is just run express to give us our base files and folders. Alright, so we'll open up package.json, and we're going to put all our dependencies here. Let's make the version 001. And what do we need for dependencies? We're going to be using quite a bit. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we're going to be using handlebars for our view engine, which is a nice change from Jade. So basically we can actually use basic HTML in our templates, which is nice. And handlebars is a really popular template system, not just with Node.js, but as a standalone template solution for JavaScript. Alright, so let's go ahead and add some stuff here. Alright, so we're going to use, we used bcrypt back in chapter 3 with the user login system, and in this project we're going to use bcrypt.js, which is basically a slimmed down version of bcrypt. As far as the syntax and options, it's pretty much the same as bcrypt, but it's all JavaScript. You don't need to have the C+ or whatever those libraries were that we needed in chapter 3. Alright, so we want bcrypt.js. Okay, and we'll get the latest version of that. We're going to use Passport as we did in our past user login system. So we want to include Passport. Okay, we also want Passport HTTP. There's a couple of them. We want Passport local. And I think that should do it. We're not going to use the Facebook or Twitter logins or anything like that. Let's see, we want MongoDB. And we're going to be using Mongoose. Alright, let's see, Multer. Wait, are we going to need Multer? No, I don't think we need Multer. I don't think we're going to do any file uploads. We want to use handlebars, so we want to say express handlebars. Alright, we want sessions, so express session. We want Flash, connect Flash. Alright, and we want to express messages. We've used all these before. Let's see, we want express validator. And what else? I think that's it. Yeah, let's go with that for now. So we'll go ahead and save this, and what's this? I don't need that. And we're going to say npm install. Okay, and then we'll install all those modules. While that's going on, let's go ahead and create our MongoDB database. So I want to go to, where is it? MongoDB, and I'm going to git bash into the bin folder, and let's run Mongo. And all we're going to do is create the database and the collections. We're not going to have a schema, at least at this level. We will have a schema in the application using Mongoose. Alright. Connecting to test. Alright, so to create it, we can just say use elearn. Alright, and we want to create a couple collections. So we'll say db dot create collection. Okay, we're going to create a collection called users. Alright. Next, we'll have a collection called students. Instructors. And classes. Alright, so that should be good for now. So let's check that. We can say describe. Let's see, describe. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong syntax. I think we can just say show collections. Okay. So let's open up. We can go back to our projects directory. Actually, I can open it in the editor. So elearn, and let's open up the app.js file, get that squared away. So let's do the handlebars. Let's include that. So we'll say var. We're going to do expHBS. HBS. Okay, and we're going to set that to require express handlebars. Alright, let's do express validator. Yeah, we'll do this. Express validator. Okay, and that's going to be set to require express validator. Oops, that should be in quotes. Alright, let's see, we'll do flash. Okay, and that's going to require connect flash. Okay, we'll do session. Make sure it's singular. And we need passport. Okay, passport is going to be equal to require passport. And if you remember, we have to also create a local strategy to have our local login system. So we're going to say local strategy, and that is going to be equal to require. Okay, so require passport local, and then we just want to tack on here dot strategy.